everyone! So happy to see you here in my kitchen. Welcome to Cooking Live with ERINETTA Child. We're going to be making a wonderful dinner here tonight. We're going to be making hamburgers, which they have deemed, Tastefully Simple has deemed, Fiesta burgers. They're going to be a party in your mouth, as well as an avocado tomato salad. It's going to be wonderful. Now, as you know, this week we are doing a series called the COVID-19 Pounds series, because as you know, we've all been sitting on our couches and chowing down. Yes, so today and for this week we are going to be making healthy recipes to get us back on the right track with Tastefully Simple recipes and products. And today I'm going to show you what products we're going to be using with this Tastefully Simple recipe of Fiesta burgers and the avocado tomato salad. Now let me just, we want to make sure that nothing crazy here happens. Okay, now, oh my goodness, this is dramatic. Okay, so right here, I've gotten this recipe from Tastefully Simple's meal kit plan here called Cutting Carbs. It's the 10 meal kit. My goodness. This just wants to keep on coming on into my room. Okay, it's a Cutting Carbs meal kit, okay? Because the less carbs you eat, the less you will gain your poundage. That's right. Now, we also have to be careful about the sugars, but in this Cutting Carbs meal kit, all of the recipes happen to be very healthy, very good for you. So what we're going to be using in these is the garlic seasoning by Tastefully Simple. We're going to be using the onion seasoning and the Fiesta party seasoning, which, by the way, any of these seasonings make wonderful dips. So if you wanted to make a dip after the fact to use on your Fiesta burger just as a little extra fun, then you can certainly do that as well. Hello, Lori! So good to see you. And there's somebody else here too, but I cannot see who you are. So please comment and say hello, because I would love to know who you are. We're also going to be using the avocado oil, which I have right here in my own kitchen container. And that is about it as far as the Tastefully Simple products go. Hello, Maria! So good to see you and welcome to Cooking Live with ERINETTA Child. Now, what we're going to do first is prepare the burgers. Now, I'm not very good at burgers. In fact, I just made some last week and they were a problem. So we're going to make sure that we do a good version of these today. And, well, hopefully I'm a Debbie Do-Right instead of a Betty Blunder, as my home ec teacher from high school would have said. Bonjour, Laurie. Oh, and with français. And I don't know how to speak much French, but I do know that bonjour does mean hello, and which is funny since I use the French chef theme song, as you know. Okay, so we're going to take a hamburger meat, which, by the way, has already been defrosted. They had a wonderful sale at the Big Y, local to me, and it was only $1.99 a pound, which hasn't happened for a long time. It was very good. I stocked my freezer up. Now, it does call for a poblano pepper. However, I do have children, so we're going to skip that because anything spicy, very spicy, they do not like. So we're going to take well, it should be a red pepper, but I'm going to use an orange because who really cares? I mean, really. We're not going to be too picky with this. We're just going to make sure it's a nice pepper. And really, the colorful peppers are very good and nice and sweet the way that we like them to be, no matter what color they are. The green is a bit more bitter. Now, we're going to take this pepper and we're going to throw it right into my kitchen gadget that I love to use, and everyone is always comments on how remarkable it is. It's a Swiss-made thing, and I can't remember where I got it from. I ordered it, I think, from somewhere online, and it came, and it's just a beauty. Just watch what this thing does. I'm gonna pull on the little handle. Amazing, all done. All that chopping, all that long time is just gone. Makes it so simple to make dinners. Hello, Carly and Paul. So good to see you. What are you having for dinner tonight? Have you guys decided yet? We're having a nice Fiesta burger with avocado and tomato salad. It's going to be simply wonderful. So here you see the pepper has been chopped into nice small pieces for us. We're going to take it. We're going to put it right there on the frying pan, which has been heating up. However, the pan itself is not quite yet hot. Now, while we're waiting for it to heat up a bit, we're going to take some of that onion that I love so much by Tastefully Simple. By the way, if you're looking to purchase any Tastefully Simple products, it's at tastefullysimple.com, and simply look for Erin Wallace as your consultant. And we're going to take a tablespoon of this onion. We're going to go throw it right into the mixture of pepper. Hello, Jamie. Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, I just did something here and I blocked my whole thing out. There we are. Technology these days is going wacko. All right, so we have that, and we're going to throw it right into our pan now. There we are. We're going to take the avocado oil by Tastefully Simple. It's very nice, light oil. I'm going to put about a half a tablespoon of that right there into my iron skillet. There we are. And then I'm going to use my nice flipper here to get that spread all around. We don't want any of that pepper sticking down to the pan. Hello, James. So good to see you. I haven't seen you yet in ERINETTA Child's kitchen. Oh, cooking live with ERINETTA Child. We've been doing this quite a while now. Welcome. Oh, nice. Now we're going to throw the pepper right down into the iron skillet. There we are. Now we like to use all Tastefully Simple products here so that we can get ourselves on a nice, healthy track of eating and making sure that we're keeping our bodies fueled up without bloating on out. That's right. I went through the whole COVID 19 pounds myself, and now I'm on my way back down, which feels very good to me and to the pants that I try to put on every day. Hello, Kim Day and Diane. So good to see you. Very nice. Let me know what you're having for dinner. I love to know, and maybe I'll be able to incorporate something that you do into my cooking show. I would love for that to happen at some point. Now, you can see my frying pan needs to be turned up a little bit here. We're just on the... It's warm, but it's not doing its thing as well as it should be. We'll let it sit there for a moment. Now, this recipe, we're making Fiesta burgers with an avocado and tomato salad from the Tastefully Simple Cutting Carbs meal kit. Now, Tastefully Simple has many meal kits to satisfy whatever dietary need that you have. I have a keto meal kit. I have a cutting carbs meal kit. There's a freezer meal kit even for those of you who have very, very busy lifestyles and would like to cook in one day and throw everything in the freezer so that you can use it on another. Now, isn't that nice? This is the cutting carbs meal kit that we're using today, and we're making the Fiesta burgers with the tomato and avocado salad. How nice. We're just making these peppers nice and tender because we're going to throw it right into the hamburger meat to be incorporated into the burgers. I'm going to cut some of these pieces a little bit smaller because my children are finicky. That's right. If it's not small, then they'll start picking it out, and we don't want that. For the most part, they do pretty good, but I like to disguise the vegetables so that they eat them no matter what. They give me less of a hard time. Sneaky. There we are. It's getting very easy to cut through. I think we're just about finished with that. Whoop. All right, and we have our hamburger here. We're also going to take our garlic seasoning. Where is it? Right here. And we're going to put 2 teaspoons, teaspoon measurement, right down and into the raw hamburger. That's right. There's 1 and 2. Very nice. Now, as you can see, the garlic is nice and chunky. You don't have to mess around with a garlic press or getting your fingers. One of the things that I hate about fresh garlic, I like the way it tastes. However, when you're cooking with it, your fingers get all garlicky smelling, and you can't get rid of it for days. It's terrible. But we don't have to worry about this. We just get it right out of the bottle from Tastefully Simple, and there's no preservatives, so you're not putting anything disgusting into your body. Then we're going to put the Fiesta Party seasoning right into there. Where is it? Right here. Now this makes a wonderful dip. This is one of my favorites. And we're going to take 2 teaspoons of the Fiesta Party seasoning and throw it right in there. Has a little spice to it, but not so spicy that the children won't like it. The children love this one, in fact. And now we're going to take some cilantro. Now, Tastefully Simple does have a product called CC cilantro. However, we're not going to use that today. We're going to use a fresh cilantro. Ooh, isn't that nice? That's getting a little bit, that's as much as we want that to be cooked. I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut up the cilantro into nice small pieces. We're not going to go overly wild with it here because we don't need to. I better watch my fingers to make sure I don't take any off. Wouldn't that be something? There we are. And I'm just going to get those bigger pieces. I like to make a nice mountain with it, you know. If anybody said, don't play with your food, don't listen to them, because that's half of the fun of cooking is being able to play with your food. That's right. There we go. We just try not to put it on the floor because then it gets messy. There we are. Oh, and that's nice small pieces. Got a couple sizely ones, but that's okay. We're not going to get too terribly picky about it. There we are. And that was 2 tablespoons of cilantro. Now, as you see, I just eyeballed it because really I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I love cilantro, so if there's a little bit of extra in there, in fact, I think I will put a little extra in there. If there's a little bit of extra in there, I'm not going to worry about it. Very good to me. Plus, I have a little bit of extra hamburger meat because when I told my husband to pull the hamburger meat out of the freezer, I said, pull just 1 package out, and the 1 package that he pulled out for our family was only this big. It was enough for 1 hamburger, so I don't know what he thought I was going to be doing tonight, but I had to pull out another package. There we are. But we just added that to the bunch, and it was perfect. There we go. Now, hands washed, folks. Hands washed. Okay, now we're going to have to mix it. Hello, Cassie and Michelle. So good to see you. What are you having for dinner tonight? Oh, Ruby Lou, Casey. Very funny. That was a nice joke there. He said, you can't pick your nose with a garlic finger. Very true. Very true. You know, we're very real here in ERINETTA Child's Kitchen. So why don't you share with me, if you'd like to, a real moment that you've had in your kitchen. Just the other day I was cooking and I dropped some chicken on the floor and I thought to myself, well, I'll just leave that there until the dog comes by and he'll pick it up and think it's a tasty treat. And as I was cooking, what do you know, he doesn't bother. The one and only time I want him to go and eat off the floor, he doesn't do it. Oh, that's karma for you. There we are. So I've mixed the seasonings in. Now we're going to dump in, and I hate picking things up with meaty fingers, but it's really, we're just gonna have to do it anyway. Here we are. We've got the, let's see if we can do it without spilling. Ah, the pepper. Very nice. So the seasonings are already in there, and I do it in 2 parts, and I'll tell you why. The pepper is very hot. Okay, and so I'm not going to go and stick my hands down in the meaty meat sauce here with the hot pepper. I'm gonna have hurting fingers. We're not going to do that. Our goal is not to kill ERINETTA child, no. Our goal is to make a nice hamburger and have a nice dinner with the whole family, as you know. But I'm not going to wash my hands quite until I'm done forming these burgers, because it really is quite disgusting when you're doing it. There we are, and we only want to have one time of trying to get that grease off the fingers, because it really does stick to it. There we are, and we've got those nice peppers mixed nicely in. The seasonings are pre-mixed, so we know that that's perfect, and we're all done with that. Throw that into the sink. Very good. So now we're going to take the hamburger and we're going to form each one. There we are. Look, what are you having for dinner tonight? No one's told me today. I love to hear what you're having. Now we're going to form the patties. Now, what I do as a rule of thumb when I'm making a hamburger is I like to take a handful, about, you know, as much as I can fit into my palm, and really no more than that. I make it into a circle, and then I pat it on down. There we are. One good hamburger. I don't know how many ounces that is. However, I don't think I really need to know, because I do it all by feel. There we are. See, we've got a nice baseball of a hamburger, and I'm just going to put that into place. If you ever took a pottery class in high school or any elementary school, whenever you would take a pottery class after school, you know, then you would know what it's like to form a clay into a nice ball and then flatten it out. And that's exactly what we're doing. Use your experiences. Oh, scallops. Oh, Lori, that is just divine. I love a nice scallop dinner. In fact, that's one of my favorite seafoods. Yes, I don't have it very often now. It's kind of expensive in the store right now. I just looked the other day because they were having the lobsters coming down in price. So it seems it was about $6.99 a pound for lobster the other day. And I was thinking to myself, ooh, maybe the other stuff is coming down as well. Not so lucky there, but that's okay. Another time. We don't need to have scallops every day, as you know. But that sounds divine, simply divine. All right, so here we are. We're making these hamburgers, and there's actually more hamburger meat than I was thinking. I thought we were going to make about 4 or 5 hamburgers, and we've got some pretty big ones here. Then we can make about 2 more. Now, what I like to do is if I have extra, I only have 4 people in my family, and if I have a little bit of extra, I cook it up anyway, because then somebody can have it the next day. We either have it for leftovers that night, or somebody has it for lunch the next day, and it's just great because we don't have to think as much. There we are. You know, there's a lot of thinking that has to be done in one day, and really thinking about your food is just a pain in the neck. And so this is the whole point of what we do, and Tastefully Simple, in fact, because Tastefully Simple takes a lot of the thinking out of the cooking. There we are. Look at my hands. Oh, what a nasty mess. Let's wash those things up. Here we are. We're going to have to use a bit of soap for this. That's right, because you can't gut grease with just water. No, you have to use a little bit of soap to get all that grease off your hands. There we are. Perfect. Very nice. It's always nice to have a nice kitchen towel within arm's reach so that you can clean up a spilled mess, or you can wipe up your hands. There we are. Now we're going to take the same pan that we used for the peppers, and we're going to heat that back up again. I'm going to take about another... Oh, no, I don't need this for the hamburger. I'm going to throw the hamburger right in there because it makes its own grease, as you know. And the doggies love it. I put a little bit of that grease in my dog's food, and he thinks that he's a king. There we are. And we're going to put those hamburgers in there. And then really, the trick to this is... Woo, I can fit 5 in there today. The trick to this is that I'm going to get my lid. Now, I would typically throw these on the grill this time of year. However, my Wi-Fi is not wonderful, and so we're not going to do the grill outside. Here we are. I have a giant size lid for this frying pan, and we're just going to put it right on there. Now my burner, because it comes in 3 sizes, I'm in the biggest size for the largest frying pan. However, I have the burner turned down to about a medium low right now because we don't want to burn it up. They're thick patties, and we don't want the patties to be raw on the inside. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make our avocado and tomato salad. So, we're going to take these tomatoes. Now, I always have a bowl here because we have a compost pile, and I like to save all the little bits and pieces for the compost or for the chickens, which, by the way, aren't laying any eggs yet. So, hopefully soon they'll start laying eggs, and we'll have nice, fresh eggs at our house. Right now, I'm taking out the guts of the tomato because it will make our avocado and tomato salad just kind of runny, and we don't really want that. We want it to be a nice salad that doesn't drip down your fork as you're eating it. There we are. And you know, your hands get a little bit of, not greasy, but juiciness on them. However, we don't worry about that. You expect that to happen in the kitchen as you are cooking. There we are, that's nice. And it goes very quickly, these tomatoes. Pulling the guts out of a tomato, it sounds like Halloween now, doesn't it? There we are. Woo. One more. So I have 4 of these oblong tomato here, and you can really use any tomato that you want. They call for 2 medium tomatoes, but you know, we're going to use these kind of medium small ones, so I took 4 of those. All right, and now we're going to cut them into these long sliver size shapes. Okay, they look like little boats, and that's all we're going to do with that. Goes very quickly. This is kind of a chunkier salad. You don't want to have too small, otherwise it starts feeling more like a salsa than a salad. There we are. And it's going very quickly. These recipes from the Tastefully Simple cookbook, now they're meant to be easy and they're meant to be quick. So if you're spending a long time at your kitchen stovetop, you want to look into that and see what you can do to pull down your cooking time. We want to cook to live, not live to cook always, unless that's your hobby. And then in that case, all the more power to you. Me, I like to cook to live. There we are. A little rinse of those hands. Very nice. And as you can see, we filled up about halfway of my small size bowl here. Very nice. I'm going to turn down the hamburgers because I'm smelling it a little too much, I think, already. It smells good, but I don't want it to go too long. Now we want the avocado right here, which I put in a brown paper bag because when I went to the grocery store, they were very hard and I wanted them to be nice and soft for today. So we're going to cut these. I love avocado. I've cut them, I don't know how everybody else cuts them, but this is how I do it. And I think this works just fine. I go the long ways. Be careful with your fingers. You don't want to take a digit off. There we go. And I get both cut the long ways. When it's ripe, it's very easy to come apart like so. Now it's got that little nugget inside. If you were making a guacamole, you might want to keep that little nugget and keep it in your guacamole because it helps it not to turn brown, a little trick of the trade. But we're not going to do that today. I'm going to put that in my compost bowl. The chickens won't eat it, it's too hard. But that can go in the regular compost. There we are. And this is actually, this avocado right now is perfect for a guacamole. It's a shame that we're not making that today. Right now, we're just going to make the avocado salad. And I'm scooping down below the avocado and loosening it from the skin with my spoon, as you see. There we go. And it's just perfect. I could have asked for a better avocado just now. Here we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the avocado into slivers. Now, they're not real small ones, but we mix kind of sizely slivers, just like the tomato that's in there. We're going to throw it into the bin, and then that will be that. Very easy. There we go. Dump it on in. That's one. Avocado is such a vegetable fruit. That's what, vegetable fruit? Avocado is a very, very tasty. I guess it is a fruit since it has the seed in there, the pit. But I love it. It's very tasty. Has all sorts of good fats in it. In fact, the other day I had an egg that was cooked inside an avocado. That was interesting. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it was very interesting to try. A little bit of basil on the top of it. I have this dipping sauce by Tastefully Simple that I use that actually is very, I have it right here. Balsamic and basil dipping oil right here. It's absolutely scrumptious. Very good. Good for breads. It's good for whatever you want to use in it. Nice mozzarella cheese. You can use that. It's simply divine. Okay, so now we have half tomato and half avocado in our salad. We're going to make a nice sauce to go on top. We need, where are we now? Woo. Need another bowl here. We need our onion by Tastefully Simple. We're going to use 1 tablespoon. There it is. Of onion. Now the nice thing of these seasonings come in rather large containers. They're $9.99 a piece on the Tastefully Simple website. However, you can use them for a lot of different things, whether you use them for dips or for recipes. I've been using this all along and it's lasted a very long time. I have about a half a container left, as you can see right there. It's ending right where my finger is tapping. All right, so we have 1 tablespoon of the garlic. Woo. And then we're going to take, woo. Oh my goodness. It's supposed to be 1 teaspoon. Clean bowl is going back in the container. You know, we're all human beings here. We all make mistakes. And I seem to make them quite often, but that's okay. We roll with the punches, don't we? 1 teaspoon. Here we go. That would have been a very garlicky meal, wouldn't it have? Wrong lid here. Woo. I'm just throwing everything around the kitchen today. It's mayhem in the kitchen of ERINETTA Child. All right, and we have 1 teaspoon of everything else. There we go. 1 tablespoon of onion. Okay, that's the one. There we go. This is the Fiesta Party seasoning by Tastefully Simple. And then, ooh, that's on there tightly. There we go. And Tastefully Simple also has these grinder tops, which are, this was a tablespoon. Yes, 1 tablespoon of onion. There we go. We're going to make this a little more onion. There we are. Very nice. And we're going to put a, let's see, I'm missing something. Oh, I'm missing something. I knew I was missing something, but I figured it out. It's a good thing that I have a small kitchen here. I can move around easily in. The lime. Okay, this is going to make it absolutely scrumptious. And I'll tell you what, it's going to make sure that the avocado stays greener for a longer period of time. There we are. I've got my juicer right here. I'm going to press down. So simple here. This reminds me of the good old days when I used to work at the Brimfield Flea Market making lemonades. Yes, those beautiful lemonades. They're very, 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 very tasty and have about a pound of sugar in them. They're good for a treat, but you don't want to have those every day. There we are. I loved doing those lemonades, actually. It was a very fun job to have on the side. Felt like you're working in a party all the time. And depending on the people that came up, oh, I could tell you stories, but I don't think it would be good to put them on Facebook right now. There we are. And so we have some lime juice from a lime, and we're going to just pour that right in there, right on top. I put the whole thing in there. Whew. There we go. And ooh, look at these hamburgers. They're puffing right up. They look like baseballs in a pan. Very nice. I'm going to take them, give them a nice flip. Oh, that one's a little brown, That's okay. There we are. We call that seasoned and blackened. It really depends on what part of the pan you're in. There we are. Woo! We want to make sure we don't actually throw the thing across the kitchen now. Whew! There we go. And now I'm going to give it a nice press because our mouths aren't that big enough. We won't be able to fit the thing inside. There we are. Oh, these are coming out scrumptiously. Very nice, very nice. Woo! Very hot inside there. Woo-hoo-hoo! There we go. Maybe I should use something else to press down with. That side of the pan is a little bit hotter than the rest. Woo! There we are. Woo! Sizzling. Okay, let's put that lid back on before we have a conniption fit. Here, there we are. And now my stovetop is a little greasy. All right, that's okay. We don't mind. So we have all the seasonings for the avocado and tomato salad right here. I'm just going to give them a little mix. Woo! Threw it all on the counter. This really is a wild time today. There we go. Got to watch what I'm doing. There we are. Just vacuumed the floor today, too. There we are. Okay. Going to pour that right into the salad, all those seasonings. And then we're just going to give it a nice mix. And I don't want to mix it too hard because my avocado is very ripe. I don't want it to turn into a mush because then we have a guacamole and not so much a salad here. I'm going to separate some of these avocado. Very good. Oh, this is going to be very good though. Avocado when it's ripened like this is super tasty. I love it. I'm salivating right now. Are you salivating? What are you having for dinner? Laurie's having scallops. I don't know what anybody else is having. No, I've had some wonderful scallops in my day. There we are. So that salad is all done. There we have it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And if you want to, you can also put some fresh cilantro in that as well, which I might go back outside and pick some more later from my herb garden and throw it in the mix. I have a couple of planter boxes that we use for herbs right outside my front door. There we go. Very nice. So that's about it. Once these hamburgers are done, they're ready to be placed on the plate. You serve it with the avocado salad on the top and a little bit on the sides, just like so. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Isn't that nice? And so this is from the Tastefully Simple Cutting Carbs Meal Kit. And there's 10 meals that come in this. So far, we haven't done the Greek salad with meatballs yet, but that will be this week. We did the bruschetta chicken, which came out marvelously. That was one of my favorites, and we did zoodles with it. That's a zucchini noodle. Very fresh recipe. We also did the grilled salmon with jicama carrot salad, which, by the way, I was wondering how that vegetable was pronounced because I wasn't sure. I was calling it a jicama. It's a jicama. Okay, so it's a very funny little vegetable. It looks like a turnip, but it's sweet, and it feels like a water chestnut. We also did this chicken and strawberry salad. Children loved that. They absolutely loved it. And so today is the Fiesta burgers with the avocado and tomato salad. As you can see, my avocado is a little bit ripe, so it's shared among the tomato, but that's just fine. So why don't I get a plate out and I'll plate one up for you so you can see what mine looks like. How about that? This is going to be wonderful. Ooh, here we go. I'm going to take this one that was on the hot side. There we are. Put that there. And then there's no need to have a roll when you have a dinner like this. You just have the hamburger and you have the salad on top, and then you don't have all those carbs that you're putting into your body for all that bloat. There we go. And I would probably put a little fresh cilantro on the top or a little parsley as well to make it spruce up a little bit. I think it needs a little bit more on this side. We won't be cheap. No. No one likes to get a plate that looks cheap. There we go, up on top. Oh, now isn't that nice? There we are. And we'll have a little side salad with that most likely as well. Oh, so if you're wanting to make some beautiful dinners, look into Tastefully Simple. They have wonderful things. Not only do they have meal kits and seasonings, but they have grilling sauces. They have wonderful desserts. Oh, they're very, very good. They have drink buckets so that you can make restaurant-style margaritas, Long Island iced teas, and all the sort. And there's many, many products that are just a tasty treat to have, especially in the summertime. So make sure that you check it out at tastefullysimple.com. If you have any questions, please give me a call, or you can message me via Facebook or through my email address online, and join my Facebook group called The Glorious Dish, which is where I post all of these videos so that they may be kept forever and ever. Woo, that's a hot pan. There we go. Forever and ever, so that people can look up how to make these recipes, or if you see something that you like that you want to go back to, that's amazing, you can do that as well. Make sure if you go to the website, tastefullysimple.com, that you look for Erin Wallace as your consultant, and I'll be happy to help you out with whatever you need. If you would like to have a party, make sure you send me a message right away and we can schedule that as well. So without further ado, I would love to send you off with best wishes and a bon appetit. Enjoy.